Okay, so now this is not on the test. This is new. This is what we'll be doing after the test. It's really easy. You need to solve the equation. You have x plus 4 times x minus 2 equals 0. Now there are two answers for x, okay? Now you don't want to multiply here. You do not want to draw rainbows. You want to do this so the rainbows are not, you want to leave it so it's not multiplied. So what we have here, this is called factor 1. So I put F1, and this here is known as F2. So what I do is I set each factor equal to 0. I'm going to take x plus 4 and set it equal to 0. And I'm going to take x minus 2 and set it equal to 0. Okay? Now I don't have a number right in front of the x, so I don't dot anything. I just circle it. I don't have a number in front of the x. I'm going to circle it. You do not need to put a 1 there. So the opposite of plus 4 is minus 4, so I'm minus 4 minus 4. And x equals 0 minus 4 is negative 4. There's your first answer. Okay, now in our other equation, we don't have anything multiplied. We have a 2 being subtracted. So the opposite of subtraction is to add 2. So plus 2 plus 2. So x equals 0 plus 2 is 2. And those are your two answers. Pretty easy. So you want to leave them so they're not multiplied. Okay, and all of these are going to have two answers that you need to figure out. Okay, so x minus 7 times 2x plus 5 is 0. Now there's two possibilities. X minus 7 is factor 1. 2x plus 5 is factor number 2. Okay, so I just set each factor equal to 0 because either this is equal to 0 or this is equal to 0. Okay, if you take two things and multiply them and you know the answer is 0, then either one or the other had to be 0. So either x minus 7 could be 0 or 2x plus 5 could equal 0. So here I have x not being multiplied by anything. Okay, so I plus 7 and x equals 7. Now here x is being multiplied by 2, so I want to put a dot there and circle that. And then the opposite of plus 5 is minus 5, so minus 5, minus 5. Now 0 minus 5 is negative 5, so I have 2 times x equals negative 5. Well, now I need to do the opposite of multiply, which is to divide. So I divide by 2, cancels, divide by 2. So I need to take negative 5 divided by 2, and the other solution is negative 2.5. Okay, next problem. Multiplication. This is factor number 1. This is factor number 2. So I don't want to multiply. I want to leave it so it's not multiplied to find the two answers for x. So factor 1, 7x plus 5 could equal 0. And factor number 2, x plus 3 equals 0. Now here my x is being multiplied by 7, so I dot it and circle it. And then we take 5 away from both sides, minus it. 0 minus 5 is negative 5, so 7 times x equals negative 5. And then we need to do the opposite of multiply, which is to divide by 7. So negative 5 divided by 7 is negative 0.71. Okay, write 2 digits after your decimal. Okay, and here x is not being multiplied by a number. There's no number in front, so I just circle it. I don't have to divide, but I do have to do the opposite of plus 3, which is minus 3. And that's negative 3. And those are the two answers. Okay, right here, there's two answers. Again, it's multiplied. This is factor 1. This is factor 2. So in factor 1, I have 3x minus 4. That could equal 0. In factor 2, I have 7x plus 6. That could equal 0. So I dot my 3 and circle it. Then I add 4 to both sides. And 3x equals 4. Then I dot my 3 and divide by 3. Okay, 4 divided by 3 is 1.33. You can also put 1.3 repeating if you want. And then here x is multiplied by 7, so I dot it. The opposite of plus 6 is minus 6. So 7 dot x equals negative 6. Then I do the opposite of times 7, which is to divide by 7. Okay, so negative 6 divided by 7 is negative 0.85 or 0.86. Okay, I don't really care. But you are going to get decimals that will just need to be rounded off at the end. Okay, it's pretty easy actually. Now here, again, there's 2 answers to all of these. Okay, you have 3x. You want to put a parentheses around 3x. And that's your f1, and this is my f2. So f1 we have 3x, that equals 0. And in f2 we have x minus 4, that can equal 0. So the x here is multiplied by 3, so I circle that. And I don't have any plus or minus, so I just divide by 3. Okay, and x is 0. So 0 is the first solution. Now here x has a subtraction of, x isn't being multiplied, so I just circle it. I don't do a dot. The opposite of minus 4 is plus 4. So 0 plus 4 is 4. So 0 and 4 are the 2 answers there. Okay, next problem. There's 2 answers. So again, I want to put a parentheses around what's outside, okay, with a dot. And this is f1, this is f2. So f1, negative 2x can equal 0, or x plus 6 equals 0. Now the x here has an operation with the negative 2 of a times, okay? It's right in front of it. So I circle it, and I don't have any plus, I don't have any minus to undo, so I do the opposite of multiply, which is to divide by negative 2. Well, 0 divided by negative 2 is 0. Now in the other one, your x is not being multiplied, so I circle it. I do the opposite of plus 6, which is minus 6. And 0 minus 6 is negative 6. Okay, 5x, and then x plus 4, so that's a times, so I parenthesize that. Okay, so 5x equals 0, x plus 4 equals 0, and there's 2 answers we have to figure out. Okay, so 5 times x. Okay, so I divide by 5, divide the other side by 5. Okay, so we can cross those out. 0 divided by anything is 0. And then here I don't have a times in front, so I just circle the x and I do the opposite of plus 4, which is to minus 4. And that is negative 4. 0 and negative 4 are the answers. Okay, then my last one, put a parentheses around that, and that's a multiplication problem. So negative 7x could equal 0, or 2x plus 3 could equal 0. So in my first equation, x is being multiplied by negative 7, so I circle that. There's no plus or minus that we have to undo the opposite of here, just to divide by negative 7. Okay, and that gives me 0. Okay, now here x is multiplied by 2, but I'm not ready to divide yet because I have a plus 3. I have to do the opposite of plus 3. So I would minus 3, minus 3. So 2.x equals 0 minus 3 is negative 3. Okay, then I do the opposite of times, which is to divide. Okay, negative 3 divided by 2 is negative 1.5. Okay, and that's pretty much all you do here.